What's up, everyone? Welcome to Heroes Avenue. My name is Darren, and yes, we are still in quarantine times. Crazy times right now. We are still trying to find some news to talk about. So today, I decided to talk about this Robert Pattinson story that's been floating around the internet right now. That's getting a lot of fans angry, and it's in regards to preparing for the role for Batman during quarantine. The article is coming from GQ, and it basically talks about how Robert Pattinson is not really working out for the Batman role during this time. And let me just go ahead and read this paragraph from GQ. They did an interview recently, and this is what the article says. The article says, the film studio hired a trainer who left Pattinson with a Bonzu ball, a single weight, and a sincere plea to use both. Basically saying, like, here, during this time, since you're at home, here's a Bonzu ball and a single weight, and please just use it while you have the time right now. I mean, it doesn't take that long to just lift weights. You know, you have all this time to work out. Just do it because this is a big role, right? And the article continues and says, but right now, he says he's ignoring her. And he says, I think if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem. He says, sighing, but you, he means other actors. You set a precedent. No one was doing this in the 70s. Even James Dean, he wasn't exactly ripped. So this line right here, it's not a fair comparison because James Dean, he was never Batman. He was never preparing for the role for Batman. I mean, a good comparison would be like Adam West. I mean, that guy wasn't really ripped, and he wasn't really ripped, or he wasn't really bulky at all. I think he had his. I watched a lot of episodes, but I don't think he had his shirt off at all. And plus, you know, that is a very skinny Batman, so it would be a fair comparison with Adam West, not James Dean. He continues and he says that back when he was a star in Twilight franchise, the one time they told me to take off my shirt, I think they told me to put it back on again. It's because he's so skinny, probably. But Batman is Batman. Pattinson called another actor on the film, Zoe Kravitz, the other day and said she was exercising 5 days a week during this exile from set. Pattinson, well, this is what he said. He says, literally, I'm just barely doing anything, he says, sighing again. Whew. Okay, so that right there, that whole paragraph kind of got a lot of fans ticked off just because of his lack of respect for the character and attitude towards this role. I mean, if you look at Zoe Kravitz, yes, she has her own series, High Fidelity, which I totally recommend. It's on Hulu right now. It's stellar. I watched it during quarantine. I finished it. I mean, she's been around, but she's not as she's not as a known actor as, you know, Robert Pattinson. I mean, Robert Pattinson's been around since 2010 during Twilight, and has been taking a lot of great roles since then. And Zoe Kravitz has taken some roles. You know, she did a few she did X-Men, and she did the High Fidelity, and she did a little roles here and there, but she never got to the level of Robert Pattinson famous. I mean, her dad is Lenny Kravitz, but it doesn't mean her acting level is as anywhere near Robert Pattinson. But Zoe Kravitz, she is taking this Catwoman role, who is, you know, Zoe Kravitz is going to play Catwoman. She's taking this role super seriously. I read a recent interview with her. I mean, she was talking about this whole quarantine, and she was saying like how in the beginning of quarantine, she wasn't really working out at all. And she realized like, hey, I'm just eating and getting fat. Might as well just work out, because I have this important role, Catwoman, that I idolize. You know, I should prepare for it. So she started working out 5 days a week and all that stuff. But then you got Robert Pattinson here. He's not doing anything. If you guys read the article, this guy is just losing time. He's forgetting what day it is. And I think that's just how he is. He's just like a very, you know, he likes to keep to himself and be an outcast and just kind of like be antisocial with everyone. And just, you know, I guess if he's just home every day, he's just in his man cave and just kind of just like in bed or on the couch. And I mean, it's fine because that's just who he is. I mean, that's the person we WB hired. And And also to that, I just want to let you know, I really appreciate Robert Pattinson. I love him as an actor. I think he's done a great job with, changing the narrative of his career after Twilight and taking all these really serious roles. I mean, Good Time is a fantastic movie. You guys definitely have to see that. So I'm a big supporter of Robert Pattinson, especially since he is playing Batman. I got super excited, especially with that trailer that just came out with that teaser. I got super stoked. So hearing that he's not taking this seriously, with not really working out, and he's just like, he's comparing himself to like, James Dean, like, oh yes, this guy never worked out, and he's fine, he's ripped. And saying like how other actors are part of the problem because they set a precedent. And I'm assuming he is talking about Ben Affleck and the Marvel actors and Christian Bale, and that's because these guys, these actors, they know how serious this role is to a lot of people, a lot of fans, and how godlike these characters are. And so they are approaching it differently from what they did in the 90s and previous. They want to change it and make this Batman, this comic book figure, a godlike person, and make him feel, like he is a superhero. You are a superhero, right? So I'm not saying that Robert Pattinson has to be bulky or be the same size as Ben Affleck was or ripped like him, because, I mean, Matt Reeves didn't hire him because he wanted him to bulk up like that. He hired him because of his figure. Matt Reeves, the director of Batman, Matt Reeves knew the size he is, his look, the scrawniness, and he knows that this is the early Batman, so it's fine. It's fine that you are, mediocre size built. It's fine that you're not really like killing it in the gym like The Rock or whatever. But the lack of respect and attitude towards this character, and the fact that you had to compete with, I think Nicholas Hoult. He played Beast in X-Men. He competed against him to get this role. You competed against so many actors to get this role, and yet you are at home just, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just sitting on the couch or whatever, texting people, surfing the web, whatever, just losing time, and you're not even preparing for this role. Like, what are you doing? This is not a joke. This is the biggest character you're ever going to play in your life. Take this seriously. People are really obsessed with this character. You cannot, you can't have this attitude. I mean, he could prove us wrong. I mean, maybe he knows what he's doing, and maybe there's not that many, shirtless scenes, or maybe his suit has is very padded. I mean, we saw the suit is very armored. So maybe his muscular size is not a big, is not a huge factor towards his character. And maybe Robert Pattinson has his Bruce Wayne's emotional, psyche down already. So maybe he feels like he doesn't need to focus on the physical aspect of Bruce Wayne and Batman. More so, he needs to focus on his psyche, his losing the death of his parents, seeing your parents killed right in front of you as a child. That type of psyche. Maybe he got to that down. But just hearing those words that he's just not lifting weights. I mean, I may be like taking this too seriously or going too deep into this, but the effort you put into these characters should reflect your attitude, or it should reflect the work that's on screen, right? It's kind of like when you work at a corporate job, and you say like say you're part of a team, right? And say you're part of a team, and someone new gets hired, and you find out this new hire is a lazy piece of shit. He's just lazy, right? And he goes, I've done this for 20 plus years. I know my way around. I know how this works, I know how this works. It's easy. I'm just gonna do this. You know how annoying that is? You know how that approach to your job is you just lose respect for that person, right? And sometimes, most of the time, the work that they put out with that type of attitude is not suffice. It's not on par. It's not what we expected, and it's just not the result that you wanted. And so I truly hope that Robert Pattinson knows what he's doing by sitting on the couch, whatever he's doing, cooking, whatever, and kills this role. I really hope he kills this role. I mean, as long as he looks good in the suit, as long as he's able to pull off a convincing fight scene as Bruce Wayne / Batman, as long as he does that, then I'm okay. I'm okay. It's fine. But don't compare yourself to other actors. Don't bring Zoe Kravitz in it. You're gonna make yourself look like a dirtbag. I mean, I feel bad for Zoe Kravitz just because she's putting so much heart into her Catwoman role, while the main lead is just chilling at home during this quarantine time. I mean, I've been working out. Like, I bike it. Like, I try to bike every day. I think I bike like mostly like every other day, doing like 20 plus miles. And I recently bought some weights. I went to Target, or I went to Walmart, found some free weights, 25 plates, and I've been working out at home. I do some sit-ups sometimes. I stretch. I try to keep myself active. I mean, I'm 30 years. Not to throw my age out there. I'm 30 years old, so I try to like maintain my youthness and try to stay physically active during this time, because I know how detrimental like I can be if I don't watch out for my health and my physical health during this time. And so, yeah, I mean, especially if I am if I'm gonna act as Batman, my dream role, which I hope this is for him, dude, I would be working out non-stop. I don't care like how high of a level actor you are and how much of a veteran you are in Hollywood. Dude, there's no one bigger than Batman. There's no one bigger than Batman. I mean, you could argue Iron Man, Captain America, but Batman, or Superman, but Batman, dude, everyone knows who Batman is. And so maybe he's narcissistic, or maybe he's cocky and he feels like he doesn't need to. He's like, I'm okay, man. I'm cool. I don't need to work out because I know how to play my role. I know who Batman is. I know how to play Bruce Wayne. It's easy. Maybe he has an attitude. I don't know, but he is a great actor. So, and I'm not an actor, so I'm nobody. So I really hope this guy takes his job seriously when the time comes, because this guy's getting paid billions or millions of dollars. So those are my thoughts. So sorry for the rant, because very passionate about this stuff, and so I just hate how people take a lazy approach to something that's serious to a lot of people, especially if you're getting paid a lot of money, and someone else could be playing this role, if not better than you, right? Especially if that other person is more dedicated than you. I'd rather have someone more dedicated to this role than someone that's less dedicated and is able to execute on screen. That's just me though. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about all of this? I know it's a bit crazy right now, but let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys again. Peace.